Sunday night. It is box office or bust time. It's time for me to discuss what happened at the weekend box office. If you enjoy content like this, you're going to want to hit that red subscribe down below and smash that like button. So as predicted last week, I mentioned that Bad Boys for Life was going to remain at the top spot. I was correct. It is number one in its second week with $34 million, a 46% drop. Not horrible, but not the greatest, but it's obviously hanging in there. It's already over $100 million in 2 weeks, $120 million to be exact. This pretty much guarantees a fourth installment, and great news for both actors Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Number two, as I predicted, 1917 moved back up from number 3 to number 2 in its fifth weekend with $15.8 million, only a 28% drop. That is very good. It's withholding all of the awards buzz. This is going to go into the BAFTAs and the Oscars. With every single bypassing weekend, people are going to hear more and more about it. They're going to want to see this film. It's going to continue to make more money. It's at over $100 million domestically, over $200 million worldwide. Number 3, surprisingly enough, is Dolittle. It's hanging in there. I thought it was going to drop to number 4. It's at number 3. I think the magic of Robert Downey Jr. and his appeal, and a ton of kids just wanting to go and see this film. Their parents are taking them, and it's holding in there. Second weekend, $12.5 million, only a 43% drop. It's only made $44.6 million domestically. However, it's at 91 global. And it still is going to open in more countries in the coming weeks. It's not a full wide release worldwide yet. So there's still hope for Dolittle. To recap the money, $175 million that was spent on this movie. They could turn a profit. I don't know, but it is possible. Number 4, disappointingly, is The Gentleman. This was the lowest opening for a Guy Ritchie film ever. $11 million. This is not a good sign. It only has a 72% Rotten Tomatoes score. I think this is because the actor, and now I mentioned that the cast is brilliant, great, fantastic in the movie. However, the combination of these names aren't exactly major box office draws. And so I think that's a major drawback for this film. People aren't seeking out to see a Colin Farrell movie, a Charlie Hunnam movie, a Hugh Grant movie. So therefore, The Gentleman kind of floundered. It didn't do very well, unfortunately, but I'm still recommending you to go and see this film. It is very, very good. Number 6 was the other new release, The Turning. This awful horror movie that I heard about. I don't go and see horror films, so I cannot comment on it. However, I have heard it's absolutely god-awful horrible. So that opened with $7.3 million. It only has a 12% Rotten Tomatoes score. That should tell you how bad this is. This is not a good sign for Universal because their prior film to this was Dolittle. And then you're following up with The Turning. Not good. Universal, what are you doing? You got to revamp your schedule of what you're putting out. This is not a good sign. Number 5 holding in there is Jumanji. $7.9 million. It's officially at 737 worldwide. The Rise of Skywalker is at $5 million. It's still hanging in there at number 7. Number 8 is Little Women. This movie still has not reached $100 million domestically. It's at 93.7. It's almost there, but it's not good enough. It only made $4.7 million this past weekend. Number 9, Just Mercy, is an absolute failure. I believe it's the 5th weekend for this film. It made $4 million. It's only made $27 million. I don't know what's going on there. Jamie Foxx is talented. He got the SAG nomination. Michael B. Jordan, extremely talented. Is it the curse of Brie Larson? I don't know. Are people just not wanting to go and see this film? I don't have an explanation. I really don't. Especially if it's based on a true story. It's not a good sign. But what is a good sign, Knives Out is still hanging in at number 10. This movie has been out since Thanksgiving. It's the little engine that could. It is not stopping. Probably it's going to go out this coming weekend, but you never know. it could still be hanging in there. It made, I didn't put down what they made this weekend, but it's made $151 million domestically and $283 million worldwide. That is incredible to me. This weekend is the Super Bowl. That's going to have a big effect at the box office. Not a lot of people are thinking about going to the movies. They're thinking about what food they're getting for the Super Bowl. And Sunday, forget it. No one is going to be going to the movies. So if you are a film goer, it's actually a great time for you to go because no one's going to be there. So we have 2 new releases, The Rhythm Section with Blake Lively and Greta and Hansel. I haven't really heard anything about this film. I'm not predicting anything super fantastic for either one of these. I feel like the top 5 are going to run as so. I believe Bad Boys for Life is going to continue to dominate at number 1. Number 2, I believe 1917 will still hold. Number 3, I'm going to put Dolittle. Number 4, I'm going to put The Rhythm Section. I believe The Gentleman is going to fall out. Number 5, I'm putting Jumanji. It's doing great at the box office. I think it's just going to hold on and hang in there. And my shout out of the week this week is going to Jellybean6157. Thank you so much. You are a great commenter. You are such a wonderful supporter. If you are interested in becoming my shout out of the week, a chance to be a shout out, just subscribe to the channel and become active in the comments. That's all you need to do. I picked them randomly. So there we go. Subscribe, like, comment, blow up my channel, guys. Thank you so much. That is my box office analysis for this weekend. Super Bowl is coming up. Very exciting, but I will still give my analysis of what happened. And as always, I'll see you at the movies.